This conference will now be recorded.
All right, well, we'll call to order the Monterey Select Board at 6:01 PM on August 25th. All three members of the board are present here in Town Hall. And the first order of business are two poll petitions, one on Main Road across the street from 375 Main Road, and one on Art School Road across from Robert's residence. So why don't we start with Main Road? There's someone here from National Grid. I'm not sure if there's anything that you want to say at this time.
May I speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Belinda. I'm working under National Grid, and I work with one of the designer for this. And basically what we're doing is just installing a antenna on a new pole, pole 32-50, in between pole 32 and 33.
She's saying
Yeah, what she said, an antenna on the new pole.
What's the antenna used for?
Yeah, it's gonna be a AMI meter. It's just gonna make it easier for everyone to be able to receive the data for their electrical bill on a app.
So is that the case with both of these poles, the one on Art School Road as well?
Yes.
Are there any questions about the pole on Main Road?
This was supposed to be about moving a pole.
Which pole, the Main Road pole or the
Main Road pole.
You're not taking down or moving any poles, are you, National Grid?
No,
Just
we are not.
Just adding a pole in between two existing poles?
Yes.
In both locations?
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin, Wes?
Are there any trees nearby that will be affected?
There is, and on the Main Road location, there are a couple trees there. It's right across, do you know the driveway for 375, right before Lee Tryon's driveway? There's a couple of trees there in front of the berm. You could look for yourself, but the wires already are running right where the pole is going to be. So at some point, those trees, which are fairly small now, will grow up and kind of interfere with the wires one way or the other, but I don't think that the pole itself will interfere any more than the wires already are. Because on that side of the street, there's just those two poles. And then it goes to the opposite side of the street on either side, but right between those two poles, there's a number of trees.
I know generally where you're talking about, but I can't picture it precisely. I didn't know the location until just now. I have some concerns with the work that National Grid has been doing, because they just took down a couple of trees on, with my permission, on Blue Hill Road. And in taking down, and that was being done for a so-called capital improvement, which is to change apparently some of the apparatus on pole 28 on Blue Hill Road. In taking down a hickory tree, they were very careless in stopping their work, and they damaged a 32-inch oak tree next to it, and then, as if that weren't enough, they also damaged that 28-inch oak tree next to that one. The damage is not trivial. I've got a meeting with John Fields, he's out of town this week. I'm meeting with him next week to get his assessment on the damage, and I'll be communicating with National Grid.
It wasn't John that did the work?
No, it was a National Grid subcontractor who did the work. So I'll be communicating with National Grid about that, but given, I feel quite touchy about the work that National Grid is doing at this particular moment. So I would love to have the opportunity to take a look at where these poles are going in, just to make my own assessment about the potential impact on trees.
We can also specify that no trees be cut in the installation. We can put conditions on the pole permit. Do you have in your plans at all the existing trees? I didn't notice them on the drawings that we received, National Grid.
If there are any trees in the area of work, we will be having a tree trimming team out to cut the trees before the work starts.
Well, that couldn't be done without my permission.
Yeah, we would, if we approve the whole permit, it's likely that we wouldn't want any trimming and we would consult with the tree warden. But you don't know on this particular situation if there is any trimming planned?
Not as of right now, no.
Was there, what was the reasoning behind these locations?
These were just the locations that we wanted to be able to install the antennas. And then just certain locations, we need to place it close to a transformer, just because of the secondary. But that's mainly the reasons why we put it in these locations.
It is a concern that there's no trees brought in on it, so the only way to assess that would be to be at the site, and I hadn't thought of this as an issue.
So if we approve of the poles, we're not approving any tree work being done. I got from what you were saying that you would just go ahead and do the trimming if necessary. But that's not kind of the way it works here. They would have to be in touch with the tree warden here and make plans to view the trees and see what's necessary to be cut. Are you understanding that?
Yes, I understand that. My apologies. I wasn't sure how this worked. Sorry.
Walter, did you have a question?
Well, yeah, I'm not quite sure about the whole thing, but anyways, the pole, the line that goes from the existing pole up, goes up part way, and then a storm knocked down some of it. So the telephone line is down and laying on the ground, and then, but they did fix the power line. So that's not laying on the ground anymore, but I think they really wanted to get it out from the woods. And especially in the back of our house, because it goes like from the neighbors up and then across and then down in solid woods. So that makes it hard every time we have a storm. I think they wanted to change it, but I'm not quite sure.
Is that the pole on your side of the road that you're talking about, the lines coming from?
Yes.
These are the two poles on the opposite side of the road. And they wanna put a pole between the two existing poles. So I'm not sure of any of the work.
I think that would do.
I think what they're saying
Because
is,
what they want, well, what they, according to the map, is they're gonna move it up from where it is now.
they're not moving any poles.
No.
They're just adding a new one for their antenna, their smart electrical meters.
That's the existing one, that's the existing one, and they're gonna put this new one in the middle of the street.
That's what I got.
Okay. It doesn't matter, we're not talking about anything else up here.
This is gonna eliminate this.
No, it's not gonna change this at all.
But for us, the power can come from here.
No, I think all this is gonna be an antenna. All the line is just gonna stay the same. No, it's not gonna, this is gonna connect there, but it's gonna change. It's not gonna change. What you're talking about is different from what we're talking about tonight. It's the same area though.
Same area.
It's not confusing.
Yeah, it's not gonna affect it. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
That's right.
They're directly.
What are you gonna do?
Cut the baby. I mean, I think I don't have an issue with the poles. I was unaware that the whole purpose was these antennas,
Yeah,
but, I think the trees that are growing up into the wires, that situation already exists.
It does, yeah.
see, it's not outside the line, they're not changing the distance, or they're not putting it in another location, it's a straight line run, and they're just putting a pole in between, in the middle of it.
I understand,
But
but
I
I
think
think it's
we'll-
a matter of process.
Yeah.
It would be appropriate for them to communicate with the tree warden about these things. And then apart from that, I'm also concerned about the way.
The way they did the last,
That
cut it,
National
yeah.
Grid does work for the town.
Yeah.
My position is that they have effectively damaged town property, and I'm gonna be communicating with them about that. But it's an open situation as far as I'm concerned. And so I want to communicate that concern. I know that these are two separate projects, but also National Grid is one entity
Yes,
and
yeah.
we're another entity. And so we are, in my position, we're in a dispute with National Grid about the treatment of these trees.
Mhm.
Not the trees that are being under discussion for the pole petition, but the trees on Lake Buel Road that have been damaged.
So I guess we could issue the whole petition with the condition that any tree work required must be pre-approved
by the tree
by
warden.
the tree warden.
She already said that they were gonna do that, but yeah, that should be in it.
Right, but
Yeah,
we
that
need
should be
to
it.
write that as
Yeah,
a condition.
And then in terms of, if you're writing a letter, I mean, if you wanna, why not give us a copy of the letter and we'll sign
sure.
off on it, and,
I will come back to you with that. For sure.
or we'll attach our names to it too.
That's great.
Okay, I appreciate it.
This is the existing.
So I move that we,
This is. the
I'll second.
all
With
those
that
in-
condition.
all those in favor? Oh.
All those in favor?
let's make the condition.
With the
Yeah.
condition that any work necessary on trees surrounding this situation be pre-approved by the Monterey tree warden.
Did you get that?
I
Did you
believe
hear that?
so. I believe it was
So
any
that's-
tree work that needs to be done needs to be pre-approved by the warden, correct? Or tree warden?
Tree warden, yes.
Mhm.
And that would be prior to the polls going in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Charles, do you have anything to add on to that? I'm not really 100% sure about like the tree work situation, so maybe Charles, you have something.
Specify where the new lines are gonna go.
They're not gonna move.
No new lines,
There's no lines.
They're gonna move the pole way
No,
up
they're not
here.
gonna.
not gonna move it.
That's what it says.
No, it says they're putting in a new pole and they're gonna put a piece of equipment at the top of
Yeah.
it. So it won't be an electric line.
Are we all set then? So we're gonna approve the polls with the condition that any tree work be done prior to any tree work be coordinated with our tree warden.
Let's call a vote.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, that's unanimous approval.
are we all set, National Grid?
Well, we've got the Archville Road petition as well.
I don't know if it's here or not.
Well, it will be in right
It'll
now.
be.
Walter, I'm not familiar with exactly what you're talking about on your side of the road, but I don't think that this project should impact it. But maybe we could put in a word with them while we,
Just going by the map.
yeah, where's the main road one?
I got it right here.
We're just adding another pole, we're not changing.
No, I gotta change wires.
No, they're not changing.
So this is Lee's here, and then this is your house.
Right.
So the wires come from your side down, and this is the berm. The X's are existing poles.
Right.
All they're doing is this,
This line goes all the way
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah.
And then it goes over to my house, which is.
Well, this is Maynard's his old house.
Yeah.
Your house somewhere over here.
Oh, right, so that's gonna.
Not gonna affect us.
But this
that's-
white
oh,
circle is the new one. So it's just, these are the two existing poles. All they're doing is adding the white circle
So
between.
then this is mine, so there's gotta be another pole down here, and it goes up to my house.
But they're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that.
So,
So we don't have to
Oh, all
worry
right,
about
that's
it.
what, that was confusing me. This is our property line, but it's on Lee's side.
yeah, it's just, it's on the downhill side of the road. They're just adding one pole, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny thing.
Okay. I think I got it now.
Alright, Art School Road, same deal.
Do you know this site at all, Kevin? Do you have any
I
concerns
know
about
generally
trees there?
the stretch of road.
I have a picture.
Oh.
There's a lot of these, that are already being trimmed up against the wires.
Right.
So the wires aren't moving. I mean, they'll continue to interfere with that, but.
Yeah, I mean, in principle, based on this, I don't see anything that's
Yeah.
concerning, but I would, appreciate just to have the chance to go up and
Same-
take a look at it.
yeah, same conditions.
So I'll move that we approve the addition of the pole on Art School Road with the same condition that any necessary tree work be pre-approved with the moderator.
Second,
Alright, we'll call a vote.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, that it's unanimously approved. So we'll send those, poll petitions along to you, National Grid, with the conditions as well. Okay,
Yeah, that sounds good.
thank you for your
Thank you.
time. Next item on the agenda is an amendment to the home rule petition for Officer Brown's extension. So in the House already made edits, the Senate wants to amend the bill. Apparently, the governor will not sign bills without this language. So, have you seen the wording? It's, while continuing to serve as police officer in the town of Monterey, Jennifer O'Brown shall comply with all requirements of chapter 60 of general laws, including maintaining certification and good standing with the Massachusetts Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission, and complying with all in-service and other training requirements mandated by the Municipal Police Training Committee.
That's standard.
So we just have to vote to accept that and get that back to Senator Mark.
What do you think, about another year, year and a half? 2 years, 5 years?
That's what it's.
You know that it'll take to go through the
Oh,
state
yeah.
legislature.
I move that we approve the change in language.
I second,
Alright, we'll call a vote.
Yes.
Yes, it's unanimously approved.
I didn't know we joke on, audio.
definitely, definitely, gotta keep them guessing.
Thank you.
Next up, let's do, well, maybe we should jump around and do the Lake Buel concerns, because I know we have some abutters here, some Lake Buel residents. So at this point, we've heard from many residents on Lake Buel, Berkshire Trails Camp, and Kamama Half Moon
Right.
Camp about a lot of different behaviors that are not neighborly. And some people that have reached out to us have even said we're not looking for any recourse. I think the one that's really been proposed has been some kind of a noise bylaw, maybe specifically aimed at commercial or camps. The towns of New Marlborough and Great Barrington were also reached out to by a number of the residents on Lake Buel.
Great Barrington?
I think because that Berkshire Trails camp is partially
Partly in Great Barrington.
Great Barrington. So there was a group of residents around the lake that wrote a letter to all three towns. I don't know, it's been kind of an ugly issue for the last several years, and I don't know what role that select board can play in resolving it. It's unfortunate. I don't know if you all have any ideas.
I will.
You dealt with Hume before, right?
Yeah, but they were very responsive to what we were asking and stuff. And a similar noise thing, and a lot of the noise at Hume was, they had their speakers the wrong way. They had their speakers facing out of the camp. And so residents were getting bombarded with noise and that. It's such a hard thing because it's a camp. So you got a whole bunch of kids there. I'm curious, was the camp there before the folks moved in?
Yes,
The
and
camp has been there for 100
Yeah.
years.
the letter,
So-
the letter Ken even acknowledges that the signers are pro camp and they support summer
Yeah,
camps
yeah.
and send their
kids there.
kids there. It's the 5:30 AM swims.
So that seems to me something that's excessive, and that probably that maybe is something that could be dealt with in some way of asking them to schedule it for 6 o'clock rather than 5:30, but
Or
They
maybe
were,
8.
or maybe 8.
They did,
But
they did.
I find it disturbing that Kamama in their letter claimed that they didn't do that, which, as I understand it, there's actually video of them doing that.
The swims?
They're claiming they didn't play music at that hour in the Kamama letter. He says, we didn't do that. I'm like, you can't both complain that someone was taking video of it and then claim that you didn't do the thing that's in the video, like, this does not jive. Also, remember what you said about the speakers on Hume? I remember, I guess this was either last year or the year before, being on that property. Not only were the speakers enormous, they were facing in a way that is gonna impact the entire neighborhood. And my other concern is, I'd be surprised if it wasn't doing actual physical, if it's that loud that people in a house with all their windows and doors closed can't have a conversation over the sound. I don't know how the kids aren't having their hearing damaged if they're standing close to the speakers.
it's excessive.
Yeah.
So I did suggest to Nancy Anderson, who spoke to me, that they consider it, right, proposing an ordinance as a citizen's petition. And that they, write a series of articles about the ongoing problems and the solutions they've tried for the Monterey News, so that people, when they get to town meeting, understand that they've literally tried everything they can think of, but that they're not getting any, the people say, yes, sure, but then don't actually change their behavior. And
I don't know what the protocol is here. I'm dialing in from away, but this is Nancy Anderson's brother, and I can speak directly to any of these actions that you'd like to discuss. The noise levels.
What it comes down to, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, you can, I don't know the protocol, so I just didn't know when I could speak or not speak.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
But if you do not raise your hand on that thing, you're on the call.
No, I'm only on dial-in.
In a couple minutes, we'll get to you, but I think what it comes down to, Susan, and the citizen petition, what it comes down to from our desk is
We've tried.
We've asked
Yeah.
politely, and at this point, we can either move forward with some kind of a bylaw or not. There's not a whole lot else that we can do. We know that, or we've made people aware that certain levels of behavior like trespassing can warrant a call to the police department. But there's other levels of behavior that are just a nuisance and don't come to that level, but we can't sit here and hash out every detail of what's happened around the camp. And it's not really within our purview, but are we interested in proposing a noise bylaw?
I hope so.
I mean, if the citizens were willing to back it in a way that it was clear there was already support for it, and I would be willing to put it on the warrant.
Mhm.
I mean, we tried once before and it didn't go forward, but if it was altered as it's been suggested to make it aimed at commercial operations, and it had a reasonable level that would be acceptable to like people living nearby, but also had clear penalties.
Well, it couldn't be directed just at them. It would have to be a town-wide ordinance.
It would, but of course,
So,
right, but if it's commercial operations rather than private operations, individual operations, which you can do. But whatever it is, it needs to have a clear, like, this is the maximum allowable, these are the fines for violating that.
With decibel levels.
With decibel levels that can be recorded. Because otherwise there's not really any recourse. And
I'd be interested to hear what town council says.
Well, she helped us draft the last one, which didn't last very long on the town meeting floor.
No.
So,
There was too much concern that people with barking dogs
Yeah,
would be, whatever.
That's the problem.
there's a lot of ways to approach it, but we could take another stab at it. There's gonna be, no matter how you write it, there's gonna be a lot of resistance from people that just don't want
Regulation.
regulation on noises that they're making out in their backyard. So I'm just putting that out there. We could take another stab at it. Maybe I'll run some drafts or ask town council for some options, but I think it's an uphill battle to get it through town meeting, to be honest with you. Did Nancy Anderson's brother?
Can you identify yourself?
Did you want to speak?
My name is Michael Logan. My father was David Logan, a longtime resident of Monterey.
Uh-huh. Did you have something that you want to add to the conversation?
I think everything you said is very pertinent, and the bottom line is that I spoke with the chief of police last week while I was there, and he said, I will charge disturbing the peace, but it is a very vague charge, and it's very hard to enforce. And so I encourage you to talk to the select board to come up with something more specific that can address this actual need. And it is an actual need, because the noise nuisance is a legitimate, real problem with this camp. And we can't speak for Berkshire Trails because obviously, we're only in the town of Monterey, but this is a legitimate concern. It's a lack of respect and dignity of dusk and dawn at this lake setting. And there's a way, I think, to write something that the residents that didn't like that version of what was put together a few years ago might be more agreeable to. And I don't know if that means it has to be targeted at commercial things or targeted at decibel levels. But as you were saying, if it is targeted at decibel levels, then you actually have something that can be tracked, and well, if you exceed it, you exceed it.
Well, let's take a stab at it and we'll come back.
We would really appreciate it if you took a stab at it.
And
And
this,
if you want any help, happy to.
Sounds good.
and this is Gail Hagel. I'm a neighbor of Michael Logan's, and I do have 2 houses that are on Lake Buel, access through camp. As you guys have talked about, is, you can't even have a conversation with all the windows closed and the doors closed, and the windows shake because of the speakers that are down there, and especially on a Friday night. And I know that they end up, having their religious ceremonies at that time, but they start the prep work at 4:30, and then the service is at 6, and it goes until 8:30. And it's that long period of time, which on a Friday night for folks that are arriving just for the weekend versus the folks that are already here during the week, but to have your windows shake and not be able to converse it's a noise nuisance, really is. And in the 5:30 in the morning, and Michael has video of it, of outside of his window, on a Saturday or on a Tuesday morning, it's just uncalled for, in my opinion. So anything that can be done on a commercial level for a noise nuisance, that would be great.
Don, did you have something to add? I see your hand up.
Me?
Oh, Kyle, sorry.
Yes,
Hi,
yes,
and yeah, hi, and thank you. I just want to make 2 brief points. One is there is a considerable escalation of people who are concerned about what's happening on the lake from years before, and that data set's actually pretty powerful. And it's not just Monterey; it's also New Marlboro. For many of us who lived on the lake and our families have been on our 2nd or 3rd generation, have understood and appreciated having summer camps and children and families enjoying the lake. But there also was a way in the past to work with the camps directly and to find some common ground and some mutual respect. That has not been the case in the last few years. And for me, I'm willing to offer my help and support in working with the town, either doing some initial draft work or not, so that the burden is shared on everyone's shoulders in trying to move something forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, Sean, try on.
One thing. I guess my question would be is, has anybody from the board town gone down and talked to one-on-one and actually had a discussion with them? This camp started off as a disaster on the fire and building side of life. They have come many times forward, and this year they worked with us, right, side by side. Any issues we had, they worked with us, we worked with them. To support them, they have come around greatly, and I would suggest going and having a conversation with them at the town level, just to, talk to the right people, but.
Well, that's what works for Camp Hume. I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
Can you send along the contact information of the right people, or give it to Roger?
Not saying it'll work, but on our side of life, we've seen a complete different response once we got on the same level with them.
It's good to hear that there was movement with that, so.
Yeah, we had a lot of problems.
That part I knew. I had not heard that things were better.
I have to give them a pat on the back this year. They were ready to go. They've had cut a lot of the, out of what they're doing, so.
Did you?
No, I can't see. The light from the sun is right in my eyes.
Well, that's where part of the difficulty I've had with that particular camp is I've had a few different people over the years that weren't even based out of here, based out of New York City or somewhere.
Yeah, yes, there's one specifically that's very tough to deal with. But there's a new, I don't know what her position is, but they have a new person in that position. And you request something. they
Yeah.
do- Yes, yeah.
Well, if you can get us that name, one of us will make the
Please
trip
try.
down at 5 o'clock and go for a swim.
Yo, sneak into my house. Yeah, she's the one who drafted the letter. It is a woman?
Yes.
She's the one who drafted the letter. that Came
You're
to
gonna draft
us,
something?
dated the 14th. Pardon?
Yeah, well, why don't we talk to, okay, we have her email anyway, so.
Thanks for coming, Walter.
Yep, thank you. See what happens.
Yeah.
But I'll ask town council for a couple of bylaws that fit our needs.
But is there interest in the board of trying to draft some sort of noise ordinance?
Yeah, we're working on, or well, we will work
Okay.
on it. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
May I make a suggestion?
yeah, Kyle?
I was there when it was presented at town meeting, and it was so restrictive. People just reacted immediately like, blah, you know what I mean? We just need something a little bit more general, I think, so that it seems like it is applicable to the whole town. The idea of, the way it was presented last time, it was very specific, but difficult for anybody. I mean, once it got a no vote, not even a vote,
They got
it
a
was
table.
the sense of the meeting, and they were like, get rid of this,
So when you draft a noise bylaw, you basically have two routes you can go. One is decibel level and one is no decibel level. We opted no decibel level. And I think that was part of the difficulty. The decibel level route is difficult for a few reasons. It depends, you have to have a meter, and then it depends where you measure from, how far away. I don't know anything about decibels. So if you told me 10 decibels is illegal or 3,000 decibels is illegal, it means nothing to me.
Right.
So that.
But I know Kyle Hager knows about it.
So I think we'll probably proceed with the decibel level route, but it has its own set of
It's
challenges.
been tried in a number of towns, and it's been interesting. It's really a really difficult ordinance to enforce.
Right.
And it really is. And, we can reach out to some of the other towns and see what they have and whatever, but I think that it's gonna be difficult. But we'll try.
Can I tell you what happened, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago? The Lake Buel district, as a group, passed a noise ordinance. They thought they could. And then it went to the state and they said, you have no right to do this. So anyway.
Well, once again, this is, I didn't mean to speak over you. This is Michael Logan speaking again. And I spoke with the chief of police last Thursday, and he said, please call us. We will charge disturbing the peace if it is after 10 p.m. or before 6 a.m. But we also need something more narrow, and appealed to me to come to you, the select board, to ask for it.
More narrow in what sense?
More narrow than the general disturbing the peace charge.
So,
But he said he would charge disturbing the peace anyway.
We've had that conversation over the years. That's been part of the conversation, but if the town wants a decibel noise bylaw that doesn't leave as much of a gray area, That's probably better for everyone, so. All right, well, I
We're
think,
just looking for something better to make the quality of life for everyone better on the lake.
I think we'll move on to the next, agenda item.
Go ahead.
And certainly, we'll come back to the Lake Buel at our future meetings, but,
Thank you for your input.
yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Sorry that it's been
So
a
frustrating.
pain for a few years. Fire department job descriptions
So,
look good to me.
So had a request to fine tune them. They're not ready quite yet.
Okay.
So just texting Susan today and put it off to the next meeting if possible.
Ramona, the new hire wants to tweak them a bit, and I thought another 2 weeks wouldn't matter.
No problem.
Not at all.
Those are the ones that we had looked at before, that you had sent out, that you had
Yes,
sent those. So it's
that's
the
what she'd be
basis.
working on, right, yeah.
Carry
That
forward.
is- Sorry. Job descriptions, being that the fire department's just gonna be fluid all the time and change for a while, is probably job descriptions are gonna change at a 6-month or yearly basis more than likely, so.
They probably sat static for far too long anyway.
Agreed.
Another piece of it is, hopefully we're doing a compensation chart, if you will. And part of that is they need job descriptions.
Yep.
And that may change, and along with job description changing, maybe where you are in the compensation chart.
Yeah.
Changes, not where you are, but where a position is. So they're asking for that.
I think the descriptions look good though.
Yeah.
What we got, look good.
Yeah, there was some things she spotted that she wanted to clean up and
Good.
some things she's seen in the past.
Yeah, good. All good.
Anything else you wanna tell us about while you're here?
No,
Okay.
I'll just get back into
How was vacation?
awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Somewhere?
Wyoming,
Oh, dang,
yeah,
nice.
Jackson Hole.
What'd you do out there? Just hike?
Spent the week in the woods and there's the mountain, not really the woods, the mountains.
Yeah.
So,
Jackson Hole's beautiful, I think that area is really great.
yes, it's nothing like it.
Next up, special article carry forwards and encumbrances.
It's alarming how many of these have very old dates on them.
I don't understand this.
I don't,
What's that? What don't you understand?
Why all of these are coming now?
What do you mean, the carry forwards?
Yeah,
because of it's carried forward from the previous fiscal year.
yeah, I
So we
know,
always, every year we look at them.
I know, but there seems to be a lot. I mean, it's over
Yes,
200,000.
that's the question, why
Well,
so many?
There's
Why-
a
why do they
high
keep
dollar
getting
value, I don't think there's a high amount of items. I think I've seen
Yeah,
a
but
lot
I'm
more.
wondering why some of these were, I mean, why are these coming now rather than why weren't they put in during the time when they should have been? That's the question.
What do you-
for us.
Put out.
What do you mean? Why weren't they? We
Well,
approved the money.
you approved the money, right, and it was in there, and it should have been spent during the course of the year.
Well, in some of these
Some of them
instances,
are, yeah.
they have been or they haven't been. So for instance, I'll start with the first one,
Okay.
which is a little bit of a, is exactly what you're saying. It should have been spent already, but
Do you think we
It's-
could maybe spend $100 and get a shade for those 2 windows? $100, I don't know, whatever.
I was thinking of moving these.
so
They save money.
we've got $37,000 for town hall improvements. Part of what happened is our position that's in charge of buildings was here and then was not here. And then we kind of went a year without one. And Alan's just getting into the role. So that's not the whole story, but I think it's part of the picture is that this highway director of operations is in charge of this building.
Mhm.
And
I
so
wasn't here.
we've had some turnover in that position.
Okay.
Do we have any ideas about $37,000?
There was
on this building?
painting,
We were doing some painting, there's still like
fixing the.
4 walls that need to be, we fixed the AC, that came out of that, some of the money came out of that for the air conditioner. Looking at some of the floors out there, not this one, because nobody wants to fix this floor, but maybe the floor out in the entryway, which is a lot smaller and easier to fix. And it looks a little more worn as you come in. Those are some of the projects we're looking at, so
That money will be spent.
Yeah.
That money will be spent.
Walking in, the caps on that side of the roof caps are junk, beyond junk.
What's that?
Wait, which side?
The roof, like from Roger's office to the north.
Oh,
Okay.
the cap of the
roof
room.
cap, the shingle caps, yes.
That's a good.
I just noticed it coming in,
So the shingle caps need replacing,
where
Wasn't
all
there-
the shingles possible.
probably.
Was
Oh,
there
God.
some plan to do half the roof and another half?
Yeah, so this side got done, and nobody wanted to spend all the money to do it all at once, and just have it on one plane, but, so this half was done 10 years ago now?
Mhm.
10 years
So we
ago.
do the other half and.
So we might be at a point of doing the other half, and maybe it comes out of here, and maybe it's big enough, we just gotta do a separate appropriation.
I know that when I first started, Jim was doing like one side of the building at a time or something like
Yeah.
that. So I think he stopped painting over here, so I don't know how much the rest of the building needs to be painted, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Well, not to get too bogged down in the weeds, but we will carry that forward. The historic district, that's a 2-phase project. You can see phase 1 directly below it is being spent down.
Great.
And we actually have an invoice for that $1,214.94. That's being processed this AP period.
So it's going to be
So that
zeroed
will be
out.
0.
That one will be zeroed out, but we'll carry forward the 12,000. The open space grant needs to be closed out.
I have a call into BRPC about that, they haven't returned my call again.
I mean,
I'll get
did
back
they
to you.
not get paid? Is that what that indicates?
No, they
Because-
did.
They're the
They-
last ones who wouldn't.
So if they got paid,
There was a mistake. We actually didn't get reimbursed, is what happened.
so, but
That
this still has
$3,000
to be paying
is basically bad accounting.
it.
I
So
don't know
we
what
paid
I
it,
can
but
say.
we paid it out of the wrong account and this
We
never got.
paid more than 3,000. We paid,
I think it was like $10,000.
Yeah.
Something like
But but that still doesn't explain why this 3,000
Bad
is still
accounting.
sitting there. Bad accounting,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's like double accounts and stuff like that. It's bad stuff,
Okay.
but it happens.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna review the accountant's contract for next year.
This better get cleaned up this time.
No, I mean, if you go through the ledger, you'll find
Right,
a Concom agent account where money is being spent out of it
right.
below, that started at 0, and then another one that's $5,000 that hasn't been touched.
Right.
Anyone's welcome to go through it and try to resolve those inconsistencies, but.
Although, I guess it wouldn't be, like, even if we identify the inconsistencies, they still have to resolve the inconsistency.
But I've done it before, I've made a list of 5 things and then sent it along and.
And did it get fixed?
Yeah.
Okay,
They'll get fixed. The audit has been spent down, so that won't be carried forward.
so that should be closed, and the police cruiser should be closed.
Yeah. So here's the fire stuff.
So on the fire one, that first one, that's actually a reclassification. I went back and looked at the invoice, and it's actually hoses. So I need to reclassify a little over $6,000 down to the fire hose replacement.
Okay,
So that would bring that down to $5,000.
but the nozzle remains on, we will be back at 10.
There was some payment there was a payment that was done on that.
Okay.
On that specific,
So we need to be double reclassed,
just the one thing needs to be.
but the 6 needs to be taken off and the
Yes.
actual nozzle work, repair, replacement.
It'll go back, yeah. So once that's that negative $6,369 goes away, it's like negative $315 or something like that. I have to,
Okay.
is what puts in there.
So, wasn't that to repair, or replace the nozzle on the tip of the ladder?
Yeah, so we were able to resolve the problems with the one that's on it. and we seems successfully repaired it. So my suggestion was gonna be, and I talked to Roger before I left about it, is whatever it takes to use that, because we're gonna need some equipment for the new truck that's coming. Just use that. Probably have to go back to town meeting or whatever, but use that, shift that money towards that.
Why don't we just close out this account and then we'll have more free cash? That's what I always try to get people to do.
As long as I don't get pushed back, trying to get it back, that's fine.
No, that's always my thought, is put it back in the pot, and then there's more. This year, we certified not a lot of free cash. Wasn't terrible, but it was not a lot. But the more that money that we can free up of this, the more free cash we'll get. And then
This year coming up, I'll be asking for some of that equipment expenses
for the new truck.
for the new truck coming in supposedly February 28th, so.
Let's close that out. It's less confusing for our accountant and us and everyone.
Unless something changes.
Turnout gear.
So you've ordered some turnout gear, is that what you were saying?
Most of that money's been spent, we're waiting for the gear to arrive.
And then we'll get into
So
Okay.
I don't know what the ETA on that is.
And the capital improvements, I thought,
So is
were
that,
spent down more.
no, well, we spent one down. We spent $30,000 and then that, whatever, when they were building out the kitchen, that's where most of that went. But I did talk to, and I know there was another list, there was an original list of what the fire company had put together, but we hadn't really gotten into the rest of that list at the
There is
time.
a list, and there was a bunch more stuff purchased, but just never reimbursed.
And we never got the invoices for
So, but Sean, this is like $159,000 here.
Well, for,
Under
well,
49.
so Ken, we're going one by one.
Yeah, I know.
Should be the 90 we're discussing.
Yeah, well,
That's a
it's
big
a
one.
59, because the 30's already been listed.
It's not.
I only see 30 on here. Oh, no, 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's
Right,
two in
right,
a row.
59, 44, 24, gotcha.
Turn out here, a couple improvements. No, this has gone through.
So we're waiting for some
That's
invoices.
total.
Yeah,
There's only so much time in the day I can work. I'm sorry.
So the 75, so for the turnout gear, we're looking for invoices, and then there's some other invoices that the fire company just hasn't.
Yes, correct.
Because I did talk to Keegan, talk to Keegan a little bit about that Plymouth event system that they were talking, the fire company was talking
Yeah,
about.
that's orders. That should be, I
Yeah.
heard rumor, was a 6 or 8 week delivery time, and I saw they extended it out.
Yeah,
to
he said something like 12
weeks or
weeks or something
something. So
So I'll reach out to Keegan and see if he has any invoices that are sitting there that need to be covered, because
Well, for now, they'll be carried forward, but if we can get that money out of our books.
Yeah.
If it's appropriate to do so, then let's do that.
Yeah.
And then fire hose replacement is the last one, in which there's 11.
There will be 5, once the
There will be 5.
reclassification happens.
Okay, that's where the 6 is.
Yeah, that's where the 6 will go.
Is normal. All right, so we'll leave that open because I'm sure you're always buying fire hose.
yeah, well, we've got, we can easily spend that.
So, are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah,
I'm
so
assuming
for out of
those
fire,
next
I'm
two
just gonna
both get
say the
closed.
nozzle is gonna get closed out, and then we're gonna keep the other 4 open, but we're gonna see some really big checks
See
coming,
some movement on those.
okay? The ambulance assessments are down to
Yeah, those are
0 and
closed.
1 cent, so they're closed out. The school expenses is a silly little thing, but we pay the electricity bill.
So why do we have $3,000 from 2018 in there just to pay a $100 bill?
I'm not sure if that's what it was initially for, that's what we use it for now.
Okay.
I mean, our electric bill's about maybe $12 for, no, yeah, it's, how much, is it? 96, so.
Divided by 12, so.
It's not a heck of a lot.
Which, nothing's happening there, I don't even know what the $12 is for. Because what's on there?
I don't know, something buzzing. I don't know.
That was a what, 2018?
Yeah.
2008.
Did it say what article it was?
Five.
15.
Article 5. Oh, Article 15, you're right, 5/2018 is the date, sorry.
Out of curiosity. To see if the town will vote to transfer $13,500 from the special article approved at annual town meeting for a town audit.
What?
Article,
It says Article 15.
oh, that was fiscal year 2018, but it was
Yeah,
calendar
you
year
need
2017.
May 2018, yeah, so
I'm sorry.
that's okay, it's fiscal year 2019. I did the same thing when I was looking these things up.
To see if the town will vote to transfer $8,900 from the special article approved at annual town meeting for Monterey school repairs to a new account, Monterey school expenses. So, there's Monterey school expenses.
I mean, I hate to say this, but given the amount of it, wouldn't it make more sense to put it in free cash and just for $100? Why are we maintaining this in perpetuity? Because we're not repairing the building.
That is common sense, Susan. Stop it.
Well, you know, I'm trying.
So what, how do you wanna pay the bill?
Who's gonna, what
At
department's gonna pay the bill?
what department's gonna pay the
Or
bill?
you just put $200 in.
I mean, where do we, what department pays the bill for this building?
Town office,
What department pays the bill for DPW? DPW?
highway department.
One of those
I mean,
departments.
So I can think of 2 ways. One, we open an account for that specific thing.
No,
2,
that's
we
crazy.
call it, well, I would agree. 2, we call it a town hall expense.
It's fine.
Because if we're talking about under $100 a year, it is absurd to be
Okay.
carrying this over year to year for $100.
Point
Yeah,
made.
Okay, we'll close it out.
Alright.
And then we'll pay it out at town hall.
Yes.
Storm damage, that's gotta get closed.
So storm damage one, I have to go in and there was a reclassification, there was some, an invoice on there that shouldn't have gone. And so that'll bring that to the positive.
And
So it
then,
won't be negative.
but we'll close it.
Then we'll close it, yeah.
that has been what's going on 4 or 5 years, 4 years, and was specific for one specific storm that happened at the Wolford.
Right.
Um,
And what's the deal with
So
the next?
the one-ton truck, I have to talk to the accounts because that's $63,000, because $63,000 of that was supposed to go towards the pavilion, right? That's what made the 90.
Mhm.
Which was gonna leave about $17,912 left in that account.
But the question is, why is it still showing up here?
Well,
because I never made the journal entry.
the journal entry for that hadn't happened, and that was actually last year coming into.
Alright, so that needs to be handled, but we're gonna close out whatever little is
Yeah,
left in it.
whatever's left.
And the plow truck,
The plow truck, I think, will be closed. They bought all the equipment they
Okay.
can for that.
good, close it. And on the backside,
By the way, why does that show up under snow and ice?
Because that's how they put it under there, it was a snow and ice account.
which one should?
The plow truck. Instead of under highway, it's under snow and ice.
Gotcha. So the pavilion is outstanding and the lighting
Yeah.
is at 0, but should be
The
closed.
lighting
Yeah,
will
it should be
cleared out.
closed.
And that's where that 29,000, there's 29,000 in that, I think it was, something like that. We just
In the
moved
light,
over.
there was, right, yeah.
Yeah, it was part of the reason. That was one of the select board meetings that I listened to before I got on the board that frustrated me to no end, was the lighting at the entertainment center and $29,000.
They did it for free.
And we still have the account.
Meanwhile, the community center pavilion is showing at 92,
Which is
probably
right,
where
which
it
is
should
probably
be.
the one thing,
Right,
one thing that's right.
'Cause it was-
but that means it didn't where did it come from? Because when they moved it, they didn't move it from the Article 10 Highway 1-ton truck like they should have, or that money wouldn't be there anymore.
No, they put the money in there, they just didn't do the subtraction.
So they,
It's just that they haven't gone and done the journal entry yet for the other one. That's,
so they put it in, but they didn't take it out? You can't do that, your books will be completely messed up.
well.
Yep.
They haven't done it yet.
So maybe we
Wait a
don't
minute.
pay them until they start
We could
getting
have
it
another
right, what
breakthrough
the
here.
hell?
This could be another breakthrough. Susan, I think you
No, but I don't understand how, like, this is a big deal that they're not
Yes.
doing that, and cause how many other places is it happening? And
Well-
60K, come on.
We're only gonna have 7 special article carry forwards, that's pretty good.
I was just gonna count how many we were shutting.
That's right.
But my concern is if they're putting money somewhere and not taking it out of
It's a
somewhere else
concern
for
of the-
this,
Yes.
where else are they doing it?
Well, that was a tricky one, but they really messed that up.
Well, my point is, this
I
has
did
been
talk to
messed up
I didn't talk to them.
multiple times.
Susan, I only hear negative things about the accountant. About accountant.
That's because when it goes well, you don't hear anything. You only ever
Since
hear
I've been on though, and
Right.
people come and talk to me.
Well, and
they
previous
say,
accountants,
You know, I didn't get paid, this didn't get paid, whatever didn't get paid, it's crazy.
I have nothing but positive things to say about it, but that's okay.
I think Eric's a really good, smart guy, and I think sometimes the
Well, how do we have all these, why do
individual
we have
people
all
doing
these
the work.
problems?
I don't know what all the problems are, because I deal with them and I deal with hundreds of invoices and hundreds of things, and if 1 or 2 invoices get delayed out of the hundreds that we do in a given year, I don't consider that a problem. I do believe that there are some people that may be a little more vocal about what they consider to be their problems, and that in all, that my concern with the accountants are that about 20% of the time, it would be great if I could walk down the hallway and say, hey, I'd like to fix this. But then it takes me like 2 or 3 phone calls or a couple of emails to get something fixed. But I do find that there are some people that they find issue with everything, and that's just kind of where the
Well,
issue is.
I don't know if that, without hashing out the whole past, we have had real problems.
Yes.
We've
I
had
don't
real
deny that.
problems, tens of thousands of dollars, $30,000, we've had real problems. And I think what it really does stem from is not having people in the town.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, because I think Eric's a very smart and competent accountant. And I think it'd be one thing if we had one person 300 miles away that was our accountant, but we have a team of people.
Yeah.
Some more knowledgeable than others.
Yeah.
And I think that is really what
It's not consistent.
becomes a problem is you're dealing with a firm of people hundreds of miles away.
When Eric started, he had someone here. There was someone who he placed here. She lived in Westfield and she would come up here once a day, once a week,
So they,
do the accounting stuff. That seems to be really,
I don't know, we get the treasurers once every 2 weeks. They show up.
well, I will push back a little on what you said, because I just don't, there's too much going around of people concerned about things not getting paid. And it's not something that can be just flushed under the rug. I think there's issues there somewhere. I don't know where they are. I mean,
I think
I don't
some of
really
them,
have the issue. I don't know.
I think some of them are timing issues. You know, we have a 2-week AP turnaround, and sometimes you get something and it could be 3 or 4 weeks before something gets paid, depending upon the timing of it. Or it gets misplaced, or it gets lost in it gets buried in an email. And so there have been.
Well, there
things
was some
late.
turnover, speaking of buried, wasn't there some turnover at the administrative assistant position that uncovered
Yeah.
checks and invoices that were kind of like sitting buried?
Yep. it was
So-
drawers, so.
There are problems, and I think,
That wouldn't have been the accountant's fault.
Right.
no, it's not all the accountant's fault. And I think Eric's a very competent
Yeah.
accountant. He's always been able to answer any question I've had. He's not always the one dealing with every single check. Mickey Jervis.
So I have some notes here, and as long as you're talking about the accountant, I won't wait till this other thing comes up again. One of them was that Amazon revoked the account that were charging to because they didn't get paid on time. And so now, I assume that the director has to put it on his private account, and then, he doesn't put in bill but a few times a year, so he's carrying town money and payments that he shouldn't be having to do
Well,
because.
what's the story behind the Amazon account?
I thought that got reinstated.
What's the story behind it, Mickey?
I'm
Because
just
also,
looking-
we need to know that departments, we've also had departments come and say that X, Y, and Z wasn't paid,
And they were.
and it wasn't town hall, it wasn't something that happened here.
No, I'm not saying what happened here. This is, it goes back to the accountant.
Well, what, we
And
don't,
also,
we can't get into it without knowing the timeline of when it
I
was
don't have the
submitted.
timeline on it.
Yeah, then we can't, move
But
forward.
it's not that long ago, and, would it be possible for the accountant to, issue licenses for Vader
I'm working on
connection?
that.
You're working on
I'm
that
working
so
on that.
that
I don't-
departments can check their own accounts.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if that will, make a payment go any quicker, but yes, you could
So they
certainly.
could see what's going on,
Yeah,
you know, they can pick up an error, you know, as the department individuals are not looking at everything, and so they can focus on their own and know their own numbers. And that should, in my mind, be helpful.
is there a way to distribute the monthly reports automatically to organization wide?
no, they come, I have to create them individually.
But we get them sent monthly reports.
They get sent, I would have to, they get sent as one report.
Yeah,
So it's like
I get them,
it's like a 100-page report, I know.
yeah.
But if Mark Mako, the director, is happy to look through every single account, you basically have every account.
Oh, I know, cause I do it.
I know,
Like,
but that's.
you know, I got, this
That's-
weekend, it was like Saturday, and I got a phone call about the Dash invoices.
No, I know,
And I said, let me look in the ledger.
I know, but for you.
Yeah.
That's, you look at the entire account, but everybody, I could easily email it to everybody, but everybody's gonna get, like, I do send the ones that are specific to Mark. I'll send them to the library director because he, you know, he's active and wants to know what's going on, but, you know, sending this, a big document to the Council on Aging, you know, I print them out and
Why can't the accountant break them up?
my guess is it's time consuming, because the way that the.
Well, you do, we have a way to do it.
Should be just computer.
Roger's gonna explain how he does it. You print them out and stuff them in.
I print them out and stuff them in their mailboxes, that's what I do,
Oh, okay.
so they don't get emailed to them, but some people I do email them to, because they, but only a couple people.
Yeah, I get them on a monthly basis in my box in there,
Yeah.
always have, but it's more time, it's time.
But the issue though that we run into
And do
is,
you read it?
Yes, I actually do read it.
what we run into though is that those reports are not up to date, they're not up to date, because they're only as of the end of the month. So sometimes invoices have been processed after that end of the month. So I actually have a report created that does show those open invoices, but, you know, you just kind of have to look at it and see. So it may say at the end of July that you've got $10,000 in the account, when in fact you've only got $9,000 in that account. And so it can be a little confusing, especially towards the end of the year. And that is just confusing accounting because of how it works.
But access to bidder would show the real-time balance.
If you knew where to look, yes, yep. But then you still have to do the math or run the right report.
Well, you'd still have to run a report to say where it went. But you would not have the problem of thinking there was 10 and there's only 9, because something else cleared in the intervening space.
Right.
You might, you know, if you looked at what the 10 involved and you knew there were some outstanding ones, you might guess you really only had 9, but.
And you can, like I said, you can run a report that shows where those dollars are after those reports. Yeah. I am working on that, getting additional licensing.
Do we have any encumbrances to look at or talk about, or how are those being handled?
The encumbrances, I've emailed all the encumbrance reports to the accountants, and I've started processing them.
Okay, and are we past the deadline for future encumbrance for more?
No, that's, the 31st is when they have to be in last, but I really have to get them, they've all been input because they have to be in at the same time period as the normal AP time period, so they're due by this Thursday. So I processed them all, so. Yep.
Are there any,
Close this out.
Yep.
I just wanna say, so I counted, there were 19 of these. And by my count, we're closing 11 of them, so we'll end with 8, is that what you got? Or did I-
we're closing probably the 1-ton truck is maybe the one that you're not.
We're gonna close that one.
You got that we're closing 12? Or that we're closing?
But you said they will be available, Roger, for,
I'm getting licensing for that, yeah.
So, the open space
Roger.
grant,
Did you figure
the
out that funny
financial audit,
article?
the police
Our
cruiser,
truck up there?
the fire truck,
That one
the
had snot.
Yes,
2
just wanna make
ambulance
sure that money
assessments,
comes forward.
that's 6.
yes.
The
Okay.
Which one's that?
school,
That's
that's
right.
7.
I was thinking of something else, but which is
The 1-ton truck, that's
Remember the one that's
9.
not visible on the sheet? You have to find it in a
What's the deal with
different
the
account.
plow truck?
We're closing.
Yes,
That's 10. And
yeah,
Quick response,
the
oh,
outdoor lighting would be
roll
11.
that forward,
yes.
That we closed. So that would give us 8
yes,
Not
because they
bad.
put it in a weird
from
spot.
19, which
I
is
didn't count that way, I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could be wrong.
Okay.
1, 2, 4. Groundwater repairs and maintenance, historic district. Oh, you know what?
What?
This one
You're
is gonna
counting
be
ones that
zeroed out.
stay. You're counting ones that stay, I was counting ones that closed.
Yeah.
Right.
So with encumbrances, are there any noteworthy ones that we need to know about?
No, they were all just, they were all invoices that came after, some of them were invoices that, there was just some confusion as to what it meant by the invoice date and when the product was purchased.
Yeah.
And so I had always been under the assumption, which is probably wrong, that even though the invoice date might be after July 1, if the product is purchased or the service is done during the previous fiscal year, it's okay to use those dollars in the current fiscal year. But they're like, no, the invoice says it's July, so you have to use it in the FY 27 fiscal year.
Okay.
So that kind of stumbled a little bit, but yeah, there's no major odd things.
Do we
that
have to
stand out.
encumber the audit money?
Yes, well, I did encumber the audit money.
That's
because
a tricky one, because we
because-
don't have an invoice for it.
Well, we do.
We do.
I do have an invoice for it, so I got an invoice for it, and, yeah, because I was going through all the listing and I saw, and I actually got an email from Scanlon about that audit, and so I have an invoice for that, because it's in our budget line items.
That's one that we would encumber whether or not we had an invoice,
Yeah,
which is kind of wrong.
well, that one year we did, but this year it's actually budgeted.
More than 1 year.
Yeah, this year there's a budget line item for it,
Yes. Yeah.
and so we're pretty much, I have to get all that documentation, but I think for all of the budgets for auditing, we're up to date on all of them. So we're all the way up through 20. I don't think we've done 25 yet, we're working on 25.
Okay.
I am just looking for another one, and Sean just reminded me, there's an oddball one, it's taken a while to come up. There's an oddball one it's not, they didn't put it, when they created the article, they didn't put it as an O2, which is for special articles. It's in a strange category, and I'm trying to find it.
So it's a special article hidden in the operating budget?
No, it's a special article hidden in a different fund, in a non.
Like in a grant or revolving?
Yeah, like a grant kind of fund or some different kind of fund that they put it in.
Was that to
It was for,
build the rescue truck?
yeah, yeah.
So
It wasn't in, I'm trying to find it here.
is that because it was a DAT item? None of these items, is that why they made the mistake?
It's possible. I can't remember what, fund.
So we'll encumber that, because there's still work to be done on it, okay.
Yeah, or at least roll it forward. It's kind of, because it's an article, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
you're
have to-
correct.
I'm just
And
waiting.
does it need to have its code changed to O2, so it.
I can ask them if they
where
can do that, so if it
should be.
shows
Make
up.
our life a lot
It
easier.
would make it a lot easier, because it's like the year goes by and then you
20
mention it, and I'm
minutes,
like, what's
yeah.
going on, well, that thing there.
I bother Roger, it's a 15 or 20-minute project.
So,
You know
I
what?
remember what it is.
You know what we did back when, Lisa Kelly was the accountant, from Eric's firm? They did a session where they presented on how to read reports and different things, and I think it's actually helpful. And we have some new department heads that may benefit from it, and it can be optional if you wanna go to this training, but there's so much confusion over the years, particularly when there's bills like Nexamp or Amazon, that gets really confusing, cause there will be a bunch of them. And I think that could, that could be helpful.
I can find out.
That was probably 3 or 4 years ago, the last time that happened.
Good idea. I'm with you.
Okay, we can't do the town accountant contract tonight
Because
because the way we had always done it when it was October to September was the first 9 months were at the set rate and the last 3 would be at next year's rate.
Right.
But he didn't put it that way in his contract.
Yeah,
So I wanna get that rectified.
yeah, he did it different this year based upon what
He-
he, was charging for these first 3 months.
Yeah.
He basically charges the same thing for the rest of the 9 months.
Let's do it.
No, because it,
It's gonna be weird.
This has been
It's like October.
this has been a real thorn in our side with him and the treasurer, and it's not a ton of money, but the treasurer was charging us last year's rate at one point, and
Yeah,
then you need to make a catch-up payment, because their contracts don't match up with the fiscal year, and it's kind of,
But if they're both doing, that's really funny, because they're both doing municipal accounting and treasurer. So why wouldn't they match up with our fiscal years?
Well,
versus the fiscal year?
because we need them to complete their contract after the end of the
No, I
fiscal year
know.
to deal with the conversion.
Yeah,
So in a way, I think we asked for the October.
we asked for this, it was John's idea about 5 years ago.
really,
And it is kind of nice because they're closing out the books right now.
right.
And if we were ever to want to transition between accountants or treasurers, it'd be nice if they could close out the prior year. So that's the benefit of it, and it's a real benefit.
It just makes this a little
It
complicated.
just makes this a little hiccup.
Doesn't help us.
no.
Website update?
The website update, I've been working with Ben Kaplan, and we've been going, through the new website, which we technically we have until the end of June 2027 to finish it, but they want us to finish it quicker. We did have an issue with some of our current agendas and minutes and things like that, because the new website only accepts them as PDFs. And so we had to take some of ours, which weren't PDFs, and how they were uploaded and put in. We were thinking we were gonna have to do it manually, but Civic Plus actually helped us. And last Friday, they went through the entire website and took anything that wasn't a PDF, turned it into a PDF, and attached it to the correct event where it's supposed to be on our site. We also have this ancient archived Civic Plus website of minutes and agendas, or agendas actually, I think, and minutes, I think they're.
I think they're both.
Yeah, both minutes and agendas. They go back, actually, Ben found one from like the late 1990s, late 1999, of agendas and minutes. And he's used AI to do it, specifically ChatGPT, and from that website, he pulled over 6,000 different PDFs, different minutes and agendas.
Oh my God.
So I was thinking that they were going to, sunset that one too. And they told us that that one, for whatever reason, is up there forever, in perpetuity, whatever that word is. And so I was thinking we were gonna have to do it all manual by the end of next year. So it may be just kind of a long-term project that we do for, certain things, but that website is still there, which you can get to through when you click on any of our minutes and agendas on the right-hand side, you click view all, it takes you to the top of that screen that says view archive, and it takes you to a different website. So, but we're trying to we're doing a little training, we got a few more things to do to get figured out, and then, we'll start training people.
Can we also update all the staff in the different departments?
That's why you
Yeah.
said training people.
Yeah, I actually updated the new select board.
Now, will people be able to will different departments be able to go on the website themselves and make changes and stuff?
If they want to, if they have some of them have that ability right now, but they don't. Like I know some of them will just do minutes and agendas, and you can give them those specific things too. But if the department wants to go and make those changes, then they're more than welcome to make those changes. We'll train them how to do it, and give them access to those. But there's a lot of web pages, probably the majority of them that don't change at all, or they change once a year when you change the person who was elected, or someone gets removed, and the basic information doesn't change at all. So it's just a handful that do.
The problem with widespread access to posting agendas and minutes is that it's not done consistently always. Which is it's fine, but
Anything else?
what's funny, Roger, is I'm just looking here and the old website, the current website says Kevin's on the board, and the new one says Frank is on the board. Why change it?
I emailed him that.
But it's not changed here then, look at that.
It's funny because I have to go back through and look and see maybe my.
Was that because of the argument we had?
Yes, that, you know, no, I went through and changed it, maybe I didn't finalize it.
Only because, remember this whole thing that I've been talking to you about, I wanna change the appointed officials, but I don't wanna put it all on the old website if it's not gonna
Yes,
get transferred.
Right, no, that's something we should put on.
So
the
I have
website.
held off.
So it was a few, I can't remember when it was, we actually transitioned, they took the old website and moved it over to the new website. And so there's things that have been happening in the old website that we have to sort of double check to make sure they've got changed in the new website. It was a timing thing. The thing that they did on Friday was just specific to minutes and agendas on events. It wasn't anything else.
Can I
You
ask,
must not have finalized it, because it still said Frank.
Oh, that's fine, 'cause I was just on there, because you sent me that email, you said something, and I
Yeah,
was like.
I found the same thing earlier when I was like, and I sent him a little email, so he tried to fix it, but I guess he didn't.
And I went to change it, and I thought I finalized it.
Let's make sure it works when you finalize it, because if
Yeah.
it's not posting.
can I ask
Probably just one step away from.
what you all think about the headers? Because sometimes we use,
Minis.
yeah, sometimes we use it if we're doing a bunch on the master plan. 2 or 3 years ago, we made a master plan tab.
So the headers on the left, or the headers at the front?
Of the whole
Right.
website, I don't know the
Oh, I
right word
see,
for it,
master
but-
plan's still up there.
and housing and open space plan and climate resiliency.
And those could be changed.
I don't know if they should be in that prominent of a place.
I kind of feel like they shouldn't, and certainly OSRP shouldn't.
Is it easy to migrate them to like the
Yeah.
planning board page when appropriate?
Yeah, well, there's already, all that's, I believe a lot of that exists already on those pages. So I tried to do that when I first got here, moved some things around, I can't remember, but yeah, we could move wherever those go, we can put them to the right page and get rid of those links.
I mean, I feel like departments, it would be good if doing that allowed departments and boards and committees and about to be larger, especially the departments and boards and committees, because those are the ones that are most likely to get hits. Because climate resiliency, I guess some of that's still ongoing, so that might make sense to leave accessible, whether it should be in that banner or not, I don't know. Certainly housing is ongoing, but both master plan and OSRP are kind of
Yeah.
done and probably should come down, yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Well,
migrate to where they
Migrate
belong.
to their appropriate.
Yes.
And it's not that they're not important, it's just that
They're less topical.
they're a very specific item and that should
Yeah.
be a very broad.
I'm just like looking down, like, I haven't taken time to like really look at this in a while. At some point, for example, like, I'm not saying it should leave the website, but the select board 9-point plan at this point, like.
Can be archived.
Yes, it can be archived, yeah.
Yeah, that's an important, maybe that's something I could do before I leave. too.
And that's one thing that, we can do, we can do the different boards and stuff, and look at their websites.
Because it's a good time to do it, if we're making a transition anyway, we might as well clean up what should be cleaned up.
And some of the things too, I'm still sort of uncertain of how they work. I have to find it out, like the report of concern. I'm not exactly certain how that, I gotta figure out how that works in the background. Who gets that information,
Right.
and what exactly is a concern. Everything's a concern, but,
I would say just go to the town administrator.
yeah, exactly. Not everything raises itself to a concern.
So, okay,
Like squirrels in the backyard.
that's a
Okay.
good, that's a positive development.
Okay.
Highway department hire,
So we have, Cole Rosseter has started for us here, we're a little backwards in how we're doing this. But he started, with us, he has been doing a great job so far. He's, right now he doesn't have all the, licenses, he's scheduled to get his hoisting license, or to take the test in the beginning of the first couple weeks in September. I think Alan told me, and then we're planning on, BCC right now is, doing the, CDL training up there. So they have a CDL program up there that the CDLB, the CDLB test is done at the Berkshire Mall. And the last I read, and the CDLA testing is done, still done out at Holyoke. But
The testing or the training?
the test, the training is done at BCC, all the classes and everything are done at BCC.
They don't actually ever drive one of the vehicles?
I've never taken a
Training?
CDL, so what happens with CDL, during the training, in the testing?
Day drive,
So
it's
must
a lot
do
of,
something.
a lot of it's the circle check. My son's doing it actually right now.
Yeah.
What's a circle check?
Check your lug nuts, check the air pressure.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Just
Right.
circle around, yeah.
Right.
So you go around the truck.
So I don't know,
There's a lot, and the test is like, you have to, you have to be perfect.
and it's a time test too, right? I think it's a
So,
time
yeah.
test, yeah, so some
And
people.
Driving is like this much of the,
So that's where Cole is at this point.
Okay.
And he is, what did I say, his rate is the same rate, he's coming at the same rate that Sheldon is at this point in time. I think it's 24.63 or something like that, somewhere right around there. I looked, but didn't write it down.
So my question isn't about Cole, but just because we have been doing a bunch of hiring lately, what's the status of the
Well, I put together some
letters?
some offer letters for two of the firefighters. I just kind of put them together. I didn't really I had an offer letter for examples. So I put this together as an
What
offer
about
letter.
Don?
And so I have to do Don Murray and Cole. Those are the other two. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic.
Can we appoint them tonight?
Cole?
Yeah.
We could, yeah, I guess it'd be up to, with the motions made.
He was concerned it wasn't on the agenda.
I know.
It is
That
on
was
the
my
agenda.
fault. It was, well, I did an update
Okay.
on the agenda. Yeah. Where our timing was a little off, because we had the meeting on the 11th, and Alan went away, and I didn't realize that Alan had spoken to Cole about starting on the 24th. So, and the middle part there is sort of standard, that's come from some other offer letters we had with the top was from I got from some other older offer letters that had been given to people. I wasn't certain about putting the overall annual salary on there, I just put the hourly wage.
so it's got position, which is good, probationary period, which is good, hourly rate, which is good. Vacation, if it's different than standard, which I guess for firefighters at this point in time it is, but I think the other things which are standard to all employees should be, and other benefits as described in the town employee manual as
Oh, I see.
offered to
Yeah.
full-time employees of the town.
Yeah.
Because that may change.
Yeah.
And we may change 75-25, it used to be 85-15, I think, for
I
health
think it was
insurance.
90-10 or something.
Or 90-10.
Yeah.
90-10, wasn't it?
So that may change, and I don't want someone coming back and saying,
Yeah, this is where they are.
you offered me that.
Did we say in the, I'd have to go back on the employee manual, do
Well,
we
it
say in
should
the
be.
employee manual 75-25?
Well, I don't know if that's the right thing for an offer letter.
What's that, putting in the
He's
percentage?
just saying, yeah,
Particular benefits, I mean, there's all kinds of benefits.
but the both things are important. One, we should just say other benefits, this is in here, and the other is, we should make sure that what that split is in the personnel manual, because that would be terrible if we missed it. The other thing I wanted to raise is the police probationary period is a year. What is 6 months is what he put down, because it's for most positions, but I'm gonna throw that ball in your court.
I think we talked about it, though.
We did talk about it, I don't remember what we decided, but I think we're leaning towards a year.
Okay, so,
Maybe Ramona being less, but the others. Well, Dennis has been part of us for almost 2 years now, so we kind of know that beast. So.
Couple things. I don't think if you're someone, I don't know, with firefighters, but for some of our hires, like definitely highway, they don't need to be sworn in. They're not appointed. They're not sworn in. Highway department employees,
Oh,
unless we appoint them to a specific
Right.
function, like if Alan gets appointed to.
it does say, under employee benefits, the medical insurance, it says the town pays 75% and the life insurance says the same.
So
That
we can
part.
save people if the appointment letter will keep the swearing in portion. But if we're hiring someone who's not fulfilling, so
didn't I have to get sworn in? Did I get sworn in?
for town administrator, you would have to be sworn in for that's a great example, you would have to be sworn in for records access officer.
Because
It's an official position under Mass General Law.
Yeah.
With duties. I don't know, you could talk about that topic again and again and get different answers and go different ways, but I do know that at a certain point, not everyone needs to be sworn in, because we're hiring them, not appointing them. It's messy.
Yeah. Cause didn't we used to?
Did Kathy try and get sworn in?
Not that I know.
I don't think she would need to be for, right?
Yeah.
Did
But
Paul the Creator get sworn in to order the transfer station? Probably not.
But with the call firefighters we put though, right? They would get sworn in. We do that with them?
If they're being hired,
I believe so.
I think we did. I
They
think
call firefighters get appointed,
we do appoint them. We
Yeah.
did appoint them.
so,
It's confusing. Okay.
yeah, you hire the people.
Yeah.
And then you can fire the people.
Yeah.
But if you appoint them, then
Yeah.
they've got that 1 year.
Right.
July 1st, you can't get rid of them until.
I don't,
Okay, I'll have to find out.
it's kind of messy, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I do know if it's like an official position, like building commissioner under Mass General Law, or positions like that, we have to appoint, what's that?
Trustees,
Well, you're elected.
that's right, we're elected.
I also wanna raise the tourist vacation, do we wanna have a number of hours?
Absolutely, that was the other
Clear.
thing I was gonna say, and I forgot.
Yeah. So it's 96 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we move on?
Yeah, but I'll get the other ones for.
Do you know, we never used to sign offer letters, they would just kind of go out after we approve, based on what
But we
had.
haven't been doing them, and I think
No, it's
it's
good to
not bad
reset,
to be.
it's a good reset, same thing with appointment letters,
Yeah.
like we could print them all out and sign them all.
So do you not wanna sign these, you wanna sign these offer letters?
Well, they always have our signature line at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just the way it was done. And I'm not saying, if we wanna sign them all, we can sign them all too. That is a nice
I
thing.
actually think it's a nice touch.
Yeah, I do.
If we're not gonna have them come in,
Yeah.
that's the minimal.
So what could happen is, like, if we're gonna hire someone like Cole, and we know what all these things are, come into a meeting, have the offer letter, and then at this meeting, we'll sign that,
Right.
and that's that. In the future.
Next one.
Any other town administrator updates, Roger?
Yeah.
Is there any unanticipated business?
Did you, so you're hiring Cole, right?
We didn't vote.
We didn't vote, and by the way, Cole's in a relationship with my cousin, but it's not a conflict.
Oh, no, you're gonna have to sit down from everything.
But I just wanna be transparent about that, okay? Is there a motion to hire Cole?
Motion to hire Cole for the
Second.
highway department.
We'll call a vote,
Yes.
yes, Cole is hired. Thank you,
On the
Cole.
provision that we get a,
So no town administrator updates, is there unanticipated business?
Is there any update on your reaching out to the
Yeah,
other
so
towns?
I'm looking for the second and third, Monday in October.
Okay.
I've talked to two towns now, and they said, yeah, so I think it's gonna be a go. I'm gonna get together with Sean, and Sean's gonna reach out to all the fire chiefs. We're doing the whole of Berkshire, by the way, so.
Good luck.
Just the four, but we did have an interesting thing happen, because when I reached out, because one of the things I wanna do is have a person from the Collins Center and the folks from Southern Berkshire do a quick little overview of what they've done, and then get on to the other stuff. But when I reached out to Kevin at Southern Berkshires, the next day after I reached out to him, guess what we got in the mail?
We got a contract.
We got a contract.
Contract.
Did you see that?
I did.
We
I have
thought
to
that
say, I wasn't expecting it, because having had a conversation with Becca about the contract, she was really clear that she had pointed out to them that if they had a contract with Barrington, the other towns would expect a similar contract.
Yep.
And Kevin had said that they understood
Well,
that.
some interesting
so-
changes, and Roger pointed out the differences between the Great Barrington contract and ours.
Okay,
But also in terms of what we're doing now, in terms of looking at this whole ambulance thing.
it's a good question.
Wow, so I didn't see a timeline on when he wanted that contract back. Did you get a sense of that?
No,
No,
it
so I
didn't
don't-
make sense at all.
Well, and if they're proposing we have some type of committee, I would imagine that, well, if you want to make changes, do we have to establish a committee to
So
do it? I
the
mean-
contract's interesting in that
Didn't propose that.
part of the contract is the current year we're in, which we've already signed a contract.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we're actually getting a contract, a 3-year contract that includes the fiscal year we're in. So, and there was that thing about the committee, which I thought was interesting. That every single town now that has a contract will have a committee to deal with them.
So,
So I don't know, I think we're gonna have to put it on a future agenda and really get into it a little.
the other thing is that I did have an email from Becca, who's the person from Collins,
Yeah.
that's the lead on it, and she was going to be coming out on, I don't wanna get the date wrong, so give me a second. In September, I think it's the week we're not planning to have it, like, it might be the 15th, a second. We were saying we were not gonna meet until the 8th, right? But we're not meeting the 15th, so it must have been the 15th that she was talking about, let me just. Where the heck is it?
Yeah, it's not a meeting schedule after the last meeting. so.
You did, here it is. So she is going to be meeting with. Hang on a minute, next episode is, I will attend your self-evaluation like as possible, wait. dates in September, she'd like to have more than one, now I'm trying to find where she actually. Right, so the 15th, she'll be meeting with Agron, and because she's coming out from the eastern part of the state, she was hoping she could meet with more than one town, yes, so obviously the 15th is fine, but yes, not October. So, do we wanna have a meeting on the 15th to do that? Or do we have to tell her we're not meeting that day and
To do what?
to have her talk to us about that study, or her talk to us about the study? The EMS study.
Just us?
She's meeting with
Recommend.
each one separately, I think.
Oh, she
That
is?
was my impression, yes.
Oh, sure.
I am checking in to request dates for select board meetings in September. I've scheduled a meeting in Egremont for September 15th in the morning. It would be great if I could get at least one, maybe two more meetings that day if possible.
Oh, okay, just as a follow-up to the other meeting?
Correct.
Okay, sure.
Just figure out an agenda to post.
Right,
So along the
I
same
mean, we
lines,
could just, and would we do it at 6, our usual time?
South County, the South County, Transit,
Connector, yeah.
did you read the article today by, Peter Most?
He was not kind.
But that just spoke volumes in terms of working with Great Barrington. I mean, I thought of you when it, and that was incredible. Did you read the article?
I didn't read that part.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
What town's it?
It's in the edge.
It's in the edge,
It's in
that's why I didn't read it, because I
It's
read
in the edge. It's just such a takedown on how this all happened and why it's going on, and just such a total takedown on this town manager. I mean, really, and if he's accurate, it sounds like he is, that it's a bad situation. And he spoke a lot about the fact that none of the towns have been involved in any of this, and how Great Barrington tends to leave other towns. They say they want to work, but they're also having problems with the building inspectors.
Right.
That joint building inspector thing, and how Great Barrington took it over. So, it's an interesting article, check it out.
I will read it.
Anything else before we go on to minutes?
So I will reach out to her and tell her that we will meet with her on the 15th at 6 here.
Is the 15th a Tuesday?
It is.
I'm saying, oh, great, if you picked the right day.
Yeah. So, unless you'd rather do a different time, I don't care. Okay, I mean, if we only have the one meeting, it shouldn't.
Well, it's gonna be.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I am not finishing
It's
that.
our regular scheduled meeting.
No.
Except we weren't going to be sent out, right, it was the week
Oh,
off.
no. No.
Wait, no what?
No, it's not a regular scheduled meeting, no.
So should I
I'm
tell her?
scheduled for the stuff that, I have a busy
Okay.
schedule.
You're busy, well, in that case, should I suggest a different date?
I'm going to Wyoming.
I just need to know what to tell the woman.
Yes, tell her, we'll do it, yes.
Okay. Sometimes I can't tell if she's joking either. I don't think I have anything else that covers it.
Okay, minutes, or Mickey?
Nope.
Okay, minutes.
So I sent my comment /
Did you have, I didn't see your comments. Did you have comments? Do you have a lot of comments?
I did not, and they're not particularly huge either,
Okay.
but they were,
I didn't have any
There.
problems with the minutes.
I, one is small, like in the highway department hired under Don Murray. It said, Don had interviewed with the town on multiple occasions. I think it was only 2, right?
Two, he actually sat down with us, and one he, came in and, met with Alan at the highway department.
Okay, so I guess you can leave multiple. It just, it sounded a little weird, but there you go.
Can you make these changes, as we go through them?
Under, the other one's in my thing, but continued discussion of emergency services pay scale in the 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph that starts Justin agreed.
Mm-hmm.
It just said remarked. I think you wanted Justin remarked. It was misspelled.
Oh,
It said
this is
student. And then in the following paragraph, also evaluating an alternative reporting program developed by another fire chief. Was it developed by the fire chief or was it?
Sorry, I didn't catch the first part of that.
Sean noted the department is also evaluating an alternative reporting program, because it was all about the
Oh, yes.
national emergency response, developed by another fire chief, is that correct?
Not by a fire chief, by a citizen of New Marlboro, I guess.
Okay. Maybe just another alternative reporting program that may provide, and skip the who's developed by?
Yep.
Okay,
So hold on, so I just
Yeah.
go back up to the top here. So there was Justin's misspelled. Was there something about that?
no, is
The
there something
two
about that?
question mark.
Oh, yeah, there was,
Two question mark, yeah, so it's multiple,
Yeah.
so you just leave it as a. Below Justin in the next paragraph, just removed, developed by another fire chief, great. On the next page,
filtered.
pardon? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you found it, and I think, is that the last one, maybe? Oh, yeah, and, it should say Officer Jen Brown, but it says Office Jen Brown.
Where's that?
Comments and questions from the public, first verbiage, and then Office Jen Brown. Yep.
Oh, officer, yeah.
I think that's the last one.
One other thing, and also in the Edge, Patrick Lloyd, he was a selectman over in,
Stockbridge.
has started a new company called Parsonomics.
He told me about this, but
Okay,
what, yeah,
and he's released 3 reports on, Great Barrington and, Sheffield and, one other, Housatonic. Which is outlined in the, and they're really interesting in terms of how to raise more money, how the towns can raise more money in terms of tax, not just
changing
taxes,
the way
but
they're dealing with it.
things that they're not doing, they're not
Okay.
accomplishing, they're not touching base with and stuff, so interesting reports, and then you can, if you go to his site, he has the completed reports, and he's got a bunch of others, smart guy,
He's
interesting, good writer too. That's it.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Sure.
Yeah,
Well,
turn
did we
off
actually
the
vote
recording.
to approve the minutes? I don't think we did.
We didn't, sorry.
I will move that we approve the minutes of 8/11 as amended.
Susan, I think we're gonna have to switch you.
It's coming and I'm not looking forward to it.
Second.
It's just.
Alright, we'll call a vote.
Yes,
Yes.
I
it's
move to
unanimous.
adjourn.
Before you adjourn, Sean.
Oh, wait.
You have a public that wants to say something.
You can adjourn if you want.
No.
No, we wanna hear from the fire chief, come on.
I just thought a couple things while I was sitting here about fire department stuff. Ramona's working out well. She has a lot to not learn. She needs to learn the area here.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Different, yeah.
It is a lot, so.
A lot of road miles.
She's gonna take a few more weeks than we expected, probably to get on board for her doing her own shift and being in charge of that, so. There's that. But she's come along nicely. Susan brought up the reporting program software. I met with him a couple weeks ago. It's in the build out phase and he wants us to be kind of part of it and help him with it, shake it down. I think it's an awesome opportunity going forward. We're gonna feel him out more and I think it's a good thing versus the ESL. My worry is he gets bought out. When he builds something good, he gets bought up. But, and then while I was away, they were doing some training on Art School Road that turned into a disaster with the neighbors. Probably you'll hear something on the street about that. That's very unfortunate. On Art School Road. They threatened to call DEP on us, even though we weren't gonna burn. They said we were gonna burn, they didn't listen to a thing we had said. I was standing there when we had the meeting, or they showed up, so unfortunate that it had to go that direction. So nice, perfect training building kind of just got trashed just to get in and get out of there because everybody didn't feel comfortable being there with the neighbors, so.
So the idea was that the neighbors thought you were gonna burn a building and
There had been some discussion of it, but then
you decided not to, and then you were
we
just gonna
didn't
use it
know we're
for
gonna
training.
get to use it because they were saying the excavator might show up Monday morning and this meeting was Saturday,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
They didn't listen to a thing we said. I'm not very happy about it. The guys, actually all the local departments, because we were gonna bring in mutual aid towns
Oh,
and
wow.
and just
Didn't
gave
happen.
them go ahead and make it, just destroy it, just be done with it, so.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, yeah,
You did have at least one day of training up there, no?
I don't know what they did get, I think 3 nights,
Okay.
and they just got tired and called it quits, just because they were taking pictures all the time and having to watch over their back, so it wasn't fun for anybody, so they bailed out. So
But you
it
reached
just
out,
shows the problems there are.
you reached out to the neighbors prior to doing the work, getting involved.
They showed up as we were talking to the homeowners of the house that was gonna
Oh,
be
okay.
torn down.
Okay. When you talked to them,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Okay.
it's unfortunate. That's all I got.
Now I move to adjourn.
We'll call a vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's unanimous. Vote to adjourn at 7:53.